So this is another one where I'm going to sort of deviate for the question. I'm going to come back to the question. I believe in the concept of nonprofits having what I call an earned revenue component to their organization. And what that means is that it's not dependent on grant donations or any type of funding from that perspective. If we can take a nonprofit and create a baseline of earned revenue, and there's different ways of doing this, and it's not always possible with every nonprofit, but if we can do that, we can create uh, a foundation of security for the organization. Because, like this question asks, we really talk about how you have timing delays potentially within grant receipt or funding receipt, but we have in current demands, current obligations around expense outflows, and sometimes that timing can be quite challenging for an organization. Now, there's a lot of vehicles out there to support this. If you have grants that are awarded and guaranteed, but timing can be an issue, you can get funding and financing through the bank. That's very common, around lines of credits and things like that, because you know that, hey, month 1, 2, we're going to be covering costs. We're going to submit. I'm making the timing here. We're going to submit our reimbursement and then get paid back on it. We just need float for that time period. Those kind of things come into true finance management. So sometimes we talk about accounting. I'll look at accounting as mostly debits and credits. I'll look at finances as how you actually manage your cash vehicles, your investment vehicles, and your overall debt funding, if you want to put it that way. And so nonprofits do have some unique needs around that management of cash flow, and so we do want to see the teams be able to really understand that flow. When I say teams, they're the finance departments within nonprofits, is understand exactly what the ebb and flow is. I'll give you a silly example. We shouldn't be doing an annual budget that says we're going to do 5 million in revenue and 4 million in direct costs and 1 million overhead. I'm just, again, making this up. We need to be looking at that on a month-to-month basis. Is January going to be a low month, and then we pick up on February, from a cash flow perspective, and then we're down in March. How does that ebb and flow work? And the finance department really has to have a good feel for that. And what that looks like, because they should be able to tell the board, hey, here's what we can expect. Here's where we're going to be light on cash. Here's where we might need to get some pull on some vehicles that we have, like our line of credit, or we need to go into our endowment for a short period of time to fund it, and do this in a very proactive manner as opposed to a reactive manner. No board wants to get a emergency meeting called because all of a sudden we can't pay the bills, and that's just a lack of planning. If we have a balanced budget for the organization in an annual perspective.